Hello and welcome back to That Good Stuff News with the Feel Goods. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. If you like the videos, please feel free to subscribe. You can follow me on iTunes and also on SoundCloud. And now that rigmarole is out the way, let's get to the good stuff. Oh yeah. Or as I like to call it, the M&Ms in the trail mix of life. You can use that on anyone, anytime. Drop that nugget of wisdom. They'll be impressed. Or they won't care and think you're crazy. But anyway, all right. So our first news story comes from BBC News. Thank you, BBC, for reporting on this. And it's another one, week 2 weeks in a row, where social media did something right. So this story involves a very popular Kenyan blogger. His name is Jackson Biko. Probably pronounced that wrong. I apologize. But he was urging other Kenyans to donate to a young man named Mr. Jadudi. I'm probably also pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. But he was asking people to donate to fly this young man out to India to pay for his fourth brain operation. I'm not sure all the particulars that were going on with this operation, but it was just incredible. He in the post, let me read it for you. He says that where is it at? Here we go. He says, "We all have the power to help this boy. We have the power to show our compassion to a stranger in need." Which is fantastic because most of us wouldn't even drive down the street to go visit our parents to help them mow the lawn, much less help out a stranger. But this community of people got together and raised money to help this young man out. And oh man, the beautiful thing is the goal was 10,000 American US dollars. So they actually raised 6 times that. They raised $60,000, and I believe 3 days, which is just fantastic. That's crazy that they were able to do that. And so I mean, in his statement, because I mean, what can you do? He was so thankful, and he sent out a tweet. He said, "I am beyond grateful, and I'm overwhelmed with joy." And just in response to everything that those people did for him, that was a beautiful story. I thought that was awesome. Social media doing something good. I always like to hear about that because social media gets such a bad rap. So awesome job to Mr. Jadudi. He's current. Oh yeah. Want to wish him the best of luck. He's still in university right now, so that's a big thing. He's studying political science and sociology. So definitely want to wish him the best of luck in everything that he did. And thank you so much for Jackson for making that post and everyone that came together for that. So awesome. That is certified good news. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. So hopefully people get used to the stamp certified good news thing. So our second story of the day comes from Mashable. Awesome website. I love them. Always support Mashable. I feel like they do really good work. This is a really cool story because it's something that we can all do anytime. It doesn't take much effort. So let me get into it. So our friend Jamie Harrington is going to the store like any other day to get a Gatorade. Usually for me it's a honey bun or some Jolly Rancher jelly beans, but to each his own. He was walking along the bridge and he saw a young man in his 30s. He was sitting on the ledge of the bridge. So instead of trying to find a song to listen to while I was walking or trying to get a signal, Jamie goes out of his way and he asks the guy a simple question: "Are you okay?" And who knew what could have happened with this? A myriad of things could happen, but what ends up happening is they share a conversation, they have an exchange, and basically through this conversation, the young man tells Jamie his life story and things going on, his situation. He says he's considering suicide. And so as the conversation continues to evolve, Jamie is able to convince the guy to come off the ledge and come down to some steps. And then he insists that he go to a hospital and he calls an ambulance for him. Awesome story. He gets him to the hospital. I guess he gets checked in and some things happen. Already a fantastic story that that a young teenager would go out of his way to try to help someone out. And so once he gets him to the hospital, he goes above and beyond that. He gives the man his cell phone number so that he can keep in touch and check in on him. Beautiful. Most of us wouldn't even go out of our way to help out a stranger, much less give him our number. And so that's already a fantastic story. But there's a cherry on top, our strawberry, because I'm a strawberry guy. Let's flash forward 3 months later. And, the credits are fading and not the credits are fading. The screen goes black and you think the movie's over. No, 3 months later, we're doing a flash forward. The guy texts Jamie and lets him know things are better and that his wife is pregnant. Awesome, right? They're having a son and they're going to name their son after Jamie. And it all started with, "Are you okay?" Fantastic story. This is a beautiful thing to end on. I only have 2 stories this week, but I want to end kind of this podcast or if you're watching on YouTube, I want to end it with the quote of the author, Lindsay Robertson. I think she capitalized how I felt about this story perfectly. Here's what she said. She said, "Here's hoping that Harrington's experience might inspire more people to never be afraid to take a moment and ask someone how he or she is doing, because you never know how much it can mean to that person." I have nothing more to add on to that. That's all I have for that good stuff this week. I hope you can learn a little bit more from these stories that I tell you about. Always dig a little deeper, stay informed what's going on in the world, but don't think it's all doom and gloom. There are good things going on in the world. You just got to dig a little deeper sometimes. And as always, if you want me to promote a news story that I might have missed this week, or if you want to get in touch with me for any reason, you can send me an email at thatgoodstuffnews@gmail.com or hit me up on Twitter at JollyGreenGamer. And please subscribe or tell your friends if you like the video or not. And remember, as always, if there isn't any good things happening, then be the difference and make the good stuff. Thank you for joining us this week.